and welcome to another musical tip of the week. Well, today we're going to be talking about pitch matching. We've all probably known someone, or you might be someone, that has probably said, "Oh, I cannot sing on tune to save my life, I'm tone deaf." But there are actually very few people in the world that are totally tone deaf, I think. I've met a lot of people who can't sing on tune, but after a good bit of work, they can. So here's some hope for you if you can't sing quite on tune. The first thing is to understand that there are three different parts of your voice. There's the very low part of your voice. That's called your chest voice, and it sort of feels like it's coming from that area. Or there's the middle part of your voice that's really easy to sing in. Most people sing in their middle part of their voice. Or there's the high part of your voice. So you've got your high voice, your middle, and your low. Now you might be wondering if I just normally use my hands, which I do. But part of the reason I use my hands is because when I teach people how to use those different parts of their voices, we use our hands. If you have trouble with figuring out where pitches are, it's really good to use your hands. I've found that when people use their hand or their body by going up and down and that sort of thing, they actually are much closer to getting the pitch because they're thinking, oh, that's really high, so because I move my hand up here, I need my voice to match that up there. Or if I'm going down here, then I need my voice to feel low like that. So it may seem really simple and elementary, but that is one thing that has really helped many of my students to find the right pitch. So we have the three different levels of our voice, high, middle, and low. And we know that we need to move our hand to help us sort of get, it won't give us the exact note necessarily, but it helps us to get the idea of moving our voice in those different ways. We also think of notes in steps and skips. So if we moved our hand like this, we'd probably just say those are steps. I usually sing a lot of scales with my students to help them understand the idea of steps. And then later on, we'll do scales with skips. Now, as you can see, the skips are larger than the steps. So when we sing a scale, we start with a major scale. So you can practice with this video, or you can just do it at home and try it on your piano or however you like to do it. But let's just do a major scale, and here we go. So it'll be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So as you can see, each one of those were very even steps. Then we're going to come back down. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So we have each one of our scales as steps. So one of the things that I do, if the hand isn't quite working, I usually draw a staircase. And I have the student move their hand up the staircase as they go in each one of those notes. And that's really helpful to get them on the pitch. Another thing is to, if your student is close to that, this is sort of for teachers, but if your student is close to the note, have them move their hand slightly up or slightly down to help them find that pitch. So let's say I want to hit this note. Ah, but I'm here. Ah, okay? So I'm just a little lower than I want to be. So if I'm the teacher, then I would try to help the student to get their hand to go up and let their voice follow their hand. So it would look like this. Ah. So if you are having trouble with pitches, that might be a good thing for you to do is to listen to a song that you know pretty well, let your hand go with it, try the song as your hand's moving along with the song. So it sounds really silly, but it actually helps a lot. Another thing that you can do, if you're having trouble getting different parts of your voice in tune, let's say your middle voice is just fine, but your high pitches are out of tune, or your low pitches are out of tune, start in your middle voice and move outwards. So in other words, you could take a song that you know that you're not quite in tune on those high or low ends, start in the middle, and then work out. So you might put it in a key that's easier for you to begin with. Then slowly get to where you can sing those high notes and those low notes. I have one student that she has trouble with the high notes and the low notes. So what we do to help her find a low note is we sing in an octave above in her middle voice. So here's the note that I want her to sing, but here's the note in her normal middle voice, ah. So what we do is I say, okay, let's sing this note, ah. Now sing your low voice, and she'll always sing the right note right away. So I hope these things are helpful to you. If you're a teacher and you're trying to help your student just kind of get a few of the pitches, you know, do this sort of deal with your hand, help them to figure out whether they're a little low, a little high. It all comes down to listening. So help them to learn how to listen. I have one student that I'll say, okay, so we need to, you know, just do some listening exercises. So I'll play a song I'll play a note on the piano, and then I will sing that note to them. So that is really important. If you are a music teacher or you're giving voice lessons and you're trying to get the person on the right pitch, sometimes they can't hear just the note from the piano. You might have to sing it directly to them. So if I'm facing the camera, you would be standing just like I am right now. So you would sing it at them and then have them stop, listen to what they heard, and then sing it to you. So sometimes it takes stopping and listening and thinking about the note before they can sing it correctly. So I hope those things are helpful to you. Enjoy learning how to